I'm going to show you today how to create your Cubism Photoshop project. So you've already taken your photographs of all the different areas. You should have at least 9 photographs, maybe a couple more. And we need to create a new document so that we can copy and paste all those photos onto it. So I'm going to click on the Create New button. And think about if you want it horizontal or vertical. I'm going to just do it 8.5 by 11, like kind of our standard. But actually I want it horizontal, so I'm going to have it 11 inches is the width and 8.5 is the height. 150 resolution is probably good. And here we have our new document. Now you need to open up the photos that you're going to be using. So I'll go to File, Open, and you can open up multiple photographs at a time. You don't have to do them individually. I'm clicking on the first one, holding down the Shift key while I click on the last one, and it grabs all of them together and opens them all up rather quickly. So I like to start off with sort of the top left-hand corner and sort of go along as you might like, reading a book kind of a thing. So, and you want to kind of keep those photos organized because they can get a little bit out of control. Now, you'll see these photos are tabbed along the top. If you can't see all of them at once, there's this arrow key, and there they all are. I'm going to start with the first one. I'm going to select it, select all, or Command A. I'll copy it, Command C. Now, if you want to adjust this, you certainly could. You could adjust the levels and so on. Just remember, if you have multiple layers, adjustment layers, you want to go to Edit, Copy, Merged, which will copy all the modifications all together. But I'm not, for this, because I want to make it a little bit faster, I'm just going to do a regular copy, Command C. Go to my untitled document and paste it, Command V. Now it's going to be much larger, so I'm just going to have to make these smaller, right? And like I said, this is my top left-hand photo. I'm just going to, you know what, I think I might have, I want to make sure. You definitely don't want to get these squished, right? You want to keep the proportions, so be careful about that. Click on the check mark or hit the return key. Now I'm going to go and get my second photo. Command A, Command C, copy, and Command V, and resize. Now remember, the cubism does not have to be exact, right? We want it to look a little bit wonky. I mean, there's no point in putting these back together exactly the same, or else it would have just been one photo. So for now, I'm going to kind of just get the size, approximate, and the location approximate. Now also remember, you can change the order in the layers palette by just clicking and dragging, because I kind of wanted that tree on, I wanted that gate kind of on top. So, and I'll kind of keep it something like that. Go to the third photo, select all, copy, paste, resize. Now, I think I'm going to do this a bunch of times. I'm going to pause this video so you don't have to watch me do it all, but basically you're just going to keep placing these photos. See you in a second. All right, so I have copied and pasted all my photographs in the general area. But I did kind of run into trouble because I ended up having some photographs go off the edge. And so I wanted to show you what you can do is you can actually select all of your layers except for the background layer by clicking on the first one, scrolling down, holding the Shift key and clicking on the last one, just like you copy, grab multiple files at the same time. They're all selected, and then I can just click and drag and move all of them. Whoops, let me try that again. And move all of them at the same time. I think I clicked away from it and lost it. Let me just try this again. There we go. So now I can kind of center this where I want it onto my document a little bit better. I can click away. And then I can think about sizing, like, do I want to bring this one over a little bit more? Although, yeah, maybe bring this one larger, so that I fill a little bit more of that space. Maybe bring this one up. And I'm creating a little bit of that cubist look, right? There's sort of weird edges and they don't quite match up. And you can accentuate that, you know, you could make this larger, smaller. Remember, you can move layers around depending on what you want. But I like this general look. Now, if I wanted to, maybe I'll experiment. I'm going to click on my top layer, layer 13. Let's see what this looks like in black and white. Kind of cool. You could decide to do that or not, and I could click on the eyeball here and say, do I like it? I'll just keep it in color for now, but just know that you can do that. The other thing that's kind of fun to do is changing the opacity of some of these so that you can kind of layer them up and see the edges sort of below your layer that you're on. So that's something that I encourage you to play around with, see if you like. The other thing you can do is add a stroke to these edges by, if you click on a layer, go to the effects, click on the stroke, and you could add color and line. I don't really like that look, but I just want to know you have some options there. The last thing I want you to do is click on the background layer, and I don't think it looks great with white, so I'm going to go to Edit, Fill, and click on Color. Now you could use your eyedropper to sort of pick a dark green, maybe. I'll try that. Or, you know, some color in the photo. I think I'm going to stick with dark green, see what that looks like. And you can play around with the background color. When you're done, just do a save file, save as. Now, if you want to come back to it, make sure you save it as a Photoshop document so the layers are preserved. But if you're ready to turn it in, you can save a copy and select JPEG. Okay, have fun.